The FMDQ Securities Exchange, in furtherance of its mandate of supporting Nigeria's economic development, hosted the Debt Management Office on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria. It was yet again another landmark development in the market, as the DMO listed the FGN $5.25bn Eurobond and the 250 billion naira 10-year Ijarah Sukuk. In her remarks, the Director General of the Debt Management Office, Ms. Oniha, informed market stakeholders on the value of the listings to the economy.
We're listing, I would say, 3 transactions. So in September last year, working with a number of transaction parties whose names I will mention as we go along, we issued 4 billion Eurobonds. We priced on September 21st, I believe. It was tough in the sense that amount was large. For the first time, the budget last year was a new external borrowing of $6 billion, about $6.2 billion. So that was large. So we're able to price 4 billion on September 21, 2021. That was the first time we were issuing a $4 billion transaction at once. Previously, we had done 3 billion. So we were extremely delighted, and so also are the supervisors of the DMO, to see that we're able to bring in that amount of money for funding the budget. And then after that, so remember I said there was 6.2 billion about to raise. After that, we raised, we were able to price 1.25 billion in March. Okay, so after you asked, why did it take you so long to come back and raise some part of the balance outstanding? I'm speaking with experts here who are in the market every day and very knowledgeable. So we know that markets went belly up, first with Evergrande. Then this whole thing about Ukraine, Russia happened. So all we could do was sit and watch for an opportunity to be able to issue some amount. We're looking at raising the balance of $2.2 billion US dollars. But somehow a window came, and very, very quickly, I think we got the notice like the night before. And as usual, we were ready. It's about raising the money. So we're able to raise 1.25 billion US dollars. So I think it's good for all of us. I always say there are things we don't celebrate about Nigeria. These are things that we should celebrate that we were able to achieve. So for the Eurobond, really, we worked with a number of partners. Because it was 6 billion, usually we work with 2 issuing houses, but we worked with 4. So there was Citibank and Standard Chartered, who we've been working with before. But this time we worked, in addition to those 2, with Goldman Sachs, and then there was JP Morgan as well. Of course, we had, for the first time, I won't miss that, we had a local book runner, and that was Chapel Hill. Again, let me make it clear, it was borrowing to fund the 2021 budget. And just to address some of the concerns I see, this ceremony is not about new borrowing, it's about an old borrowing for the 2021 budget, which we have spent to implement the budget, by the way, so let me make that clear. Some of you, or most of you, would also remember that the DMO started issuing Sukuk in 2017. I believe we priced the first one in September, right? Okay, that was a very tough time, trying to get that Sukuk across. But we're happy that was an experience for us. After that, each year after that, we literally have continued to issue Sukuk. We went from 100 in 2017, another 100 in, I believe, 2018. And then in 2020, during COVID, we issued 162 billion. And then December 2021, we issued the largest single amount we've issued so far, 250 billion, which is what we are listing today. And I think a number of you, that's, if some of you still travel out of Lagos to the hinterland, you will see some of the Sukuk road. But when I see the outer marina in Lagos, or the Ahmadu Bello Way, that's the Bar Beach, it makes me really happy. Or driving from Ota to Lagos, I see that road, it makes me happy. So collectively, using the financial markets, local and international, we're making an impact in Nigeria, and we should not forget all of those. People will ask, what did you do with the money? We actually have things to show. Okay, so that's one part, speaking for the government. All that is on the part of the government, but as most of you would know, in addition to borrowing for the sovereign and managing the public debt, a critical part of our role is to support the development of the domestic capital market. So we list them, okay, so that investors can invest in it and can track, and our markets are bigger. But we also sort of do that pioneering effort. Go try it. If it works, others will follow. And I think we're happy to see that I believe one or two states have issued Sukuk. Family home funds have also issued a Sukuk. There are others we are processing. Let me tell you, that is a very good product for infrastructure financing. The rules are very strict, so we just go with them and they are done. So we remain committed to that objective.
Issuing houses and financial advisors to the Eurobond and Sukuk listings in their separate goodwill messages commended the DMO and FMDQ on a remarkable collaboration.
The work we've done with the DMO over the last 24 months has really been exceptional, and you brought an incredible professionalism and market face to the work of the DMO. And that's been reflected in particular when we had to tap the markets at very, very short notice. In the prior history of the DMO, that could never have happened. And Madam DJ, I want to commend you. I want to commend Monday and all of the other members of your team for some really exceptional work that we did over a few days in September. We made history. Firstly, thank you for trusting and appointing for the very first time a Nigerian lead manager on a Eurobond transaction. And I think that what we did together with the financial advisors, FSDH, to deliver hundreds of millions of dollars of domestic demand signified why that particular decision that you made was important. And I hope that it won't be the last time that you do so.
On behalf of the issuing houses, Stanbic IBTC Capital, Greenwich Merchant Bank, and Vertiva, and the financial advisor, Burak Capital, would like to congratulate the DMO on this landmark 250 billion sovereign Sukuk listing, which is the largest Sukuk issuance to date, and reaffirms the debt and liquidity of the Nigerian debt capital markets. I mean, if we look back 15 years, if we thought that, nobody ever imagined that we'll be here today celebrating the volumes of transactions that are being executed. In the course of executing the Sukuk, oftentimes we'll reflect at about 11 p.m. midnight, with the team and say, well, actually, the DMO is responding to queries faster than investment bankers. So, Mrs. Oniha, you've got an excellent team. And we're proud as Nigerians because often, government institutions, people look at government institutions and think they're second-class professionals. But actually, on this transaction, you have your way. In fact, you're probably one notch above, the professionals that you've assembled.
This landmark event, a lot of credit goes to our sister here. She has taken a lot of heat on this, but she was able to deliver in good time. It will go a long way in developing the market, deepening it, and bringing in more investors. They actually DMO originated, packaged it, and then introduced to the market, to the capital market. Like I said, Burak Capital is privileged and very pleased to be part of it. My suggestion to all of us here is to take the bull by the horn and make sure that we do even further, more innovative issues. All along, we've been looking at more of the debt, but what about the revenue sukuks? So that it's going to be like a project finance where the project itself will generate cash flows.
Highlight of the event was the formal signing of documents to commemorate the listings on the FMDQ Securities Exchange. Some of the key market stakeholders provided further perspective on the value of the listings.
Vertiva is pleased to have acted as an issuing house to this landmark transaction. And the transaction is remarkable in many ways. First, the participation level is unprecedented. Secondly, even if we look at the breadth of investors that invested in the instrument, you would see that gradually we are seeing an increase in the confidence that is being placed on Sukuk instruments with regards to the financing of infrastructure. And obviously, we all know that Nigeria has a huge infrastructure deficit. So this is an innovative way to ensure that we can begin to bridge that gap. And this is a very laudable initiative by the DMO. We are pleased that we were able to be part of the story. and we would look forward to working with them to ensure that we can roll out more instruments of similar nature to finance infrastructure in Nigeria. It is really needed.
Speaking to the Sukuk transaction in particular, if you just go around the country and just have a look at the different roads that have been financed by this instrument, you would see that in terms of the quality of the roads, in terms of the time that it's taken to build the roads and put them in use, and I guess just the usage and the usability of the roads, you'd find that Nigerians in general are enjoying these roads, and they're seeing the benefits of how the capital markets can actually partner with the federal government to actually promote and develop infrastructure in the country. And this is infrastructure for each and every one of us. So it's more or less something for every Nigerian and for Nigeria as a whole to be proud of. So I think the significance of this event being the largest Sukuk issuance so far, 250 billion, just goes to show that there is an end in sight for the infrastructure deficit that exists in the country.
With fiscal challenges facing nations across the world, the FMDQ exchange has demonstrated the critical role of the capital market in providing innovative financing measures to support Nigeria's economic stability.